Welcome back to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. If you're new here, please push that subscribe button. I'd be very grateful, and push that notification. All these vlogs are coming out. City past, present and forever, of course. And please even give us a little thumbs up as you're watching this. If you enjoy it, that'd be great. I try to get at least 15 to 20 thumbs up, and get some more than that, that'd be great. So if you can do that for me, if you enjoy the content, and please spread the word. Yes, we've got a little match preview today, and yes, away from the league. And it's not just teams struggling, is it, like to play a cup game to sort of ease the minds. It works for us as well. It works for any team, doesn't it? Certainly for City at the moment. It just gives the fans and the team a chance to do something a little bit different. No less pressure for the team, of course, but obviously slightly perhaps less for the fans. I don't get as wound up for certain cup games, obviously, when it gets to the nub of it, when it gets to a semi-final or a final, perhaps. But yeah, I don't go into these as nervous as I do for league games, even if well clear or it's tight. It doesn't make any difference to me. So we're going to have a look at Peterborough United. This is our second only game, guys. Peterborough United versus City. I was at the first one. There's not many times I can say we've played a team more than once, and I've been at both games. But I should be down there on Tuesday night. So please come give us a hug, give us an elbow, whatever we do now with these new laws. Come and say hello to me if you spot me out and about. I usually have my contact lenses in, so you might not see me with these glasses, but come and say hello. Yeah, we're going to have a look at that anyway, guys. A preview of the 1st of March 2022 FA Cup Round 5, as it was 41 years ago, of course, in 1981. 7:15 p.m. kickoff, very odd, but obviously it's on ITV, isn't it, guys? So that's probably why. And it's called the Western Home Stadium now. I prefer the London Road Stadium, but hey, these guys have got to make the money. Who was to quibble with the old Etihad, that's for sure. So Western Home Stadium, if you get some money from it, fantastic. But of course, probably even their fans still think of it as London Road, and that's perhaps how it should be. Of course, we'll be having a look at Peterborough. Not doing great, guys, at the moment. Their current form, we'll have a look at that. And of course, I'll be trying to predict our starting 11, which is certainly this week, I think, very, very difficult. I've made 9 changes to the Everton team. That's a lot of changes. But having looked at our bench against Everton, I think it's possible that it will be that. But all these things, please let me know your comments, guys. It'd be great to hear from you, as well as any thumbs up you can give me. Just give your. I know many of you do, and always new comments from new people are always welcome. Please, I want people to enjoy this and feel a little bit part of it if they can, as much as you can when you're watching a vlog, of course. And I'm sure some people do, because I try to answer all questions. Who's in charge? We've got Andy Madeley. Andy Madeley in charge of this one. He's taken charge of 40 Premier League matches in his career, so not one of the most, biggest experienced Premier League referees, if you like, managing Premier League games. And he's refereed so far this term 18 matches, and he's showed 37 yellow cards and 2 reds. So not a lot, but obviously the 2 red cards are always worrying. He's 38. He's only 38-year-old, and the last time he refereed City was in September 2020. When we beat Burnley in our cup. It's our cup, it's nobody else's cup. Well, it will be today when I'm recording this. The Carabao Cup, of course, against Burnley. His line-os are Eddie Smart and Adrian Holmes, and his 4th official is Josh Smith. Yeah, I think I've heard of Josh Smith, but it's not one of those that rolls off the tongue. No VAR for this, because it's obviously not a Premier League ground, which is both good and bad. Obviously, it's probably good for us, bad for us at the moment, having helped us, or supposedly helped us against Everton, but depends who you talk to on that one, doesn't it? But there's no VAR, so whatever decision is made on the pitch, I'll be looking over to that line. If he doesn't raise his flag, I'll know there's not too much wrong, and I'll be able to celebrate without panicking too much. Although obviously it'll be a bit restrained celebrating to score against the bottom of the Championship, isn't it? But we'll see. Previous meetings, as I said, was literally the one back in 1981 on the 14th of February, so almost to the day, really, 41 years ago, and a tight win thanks to our legend, of course, Tommy Booth, who scored that only goal in that game. So please check out my History Boys feature, and I'll look back at that from a personal point of view and what's that in and around that in 1981. So it's a nice little fun history lesson for you as well, guys. So please check out my History Boys feature on Peterborough 0, Manchester City 1. 14th of February 1981. Please check that out if you get a chance. Only 10 or 12 minutes, something like that. Odds to win the match, please don't condone gambling. The fun stop. City to win the FA Cup. Actually, we'll start with City to win the FA Cup. City are 2-1 favourites. No surprise, we're always favourites. Liverpool are 4-1, Chelsea 5-1, Tottenham 7-1. I couldn't find any odds on United. I'm not sure why. I'll have to have a think. So in the match, City are 1-8 on. No surprise. I see those odds against Premier League teams, in all fairness. A draw is 9-1. And a Peterborough win, if you're a Peterborough fan, you want to put 50p on, a 33-1. I think they could have been a bit more generous, couldn't they, the bookies? I think that's a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you, but I think they should at least give the Peterborough fans a chance. I'm sure there's no City fans laying into that, but why not? As a Peterborough fan, why wouldn't you have a go at that? I certainly would. Please check out my little odd show feature as well with my charity bets for this game. How will it pan out? Well, let's see. Peterborough. Of course, they're going to enjoy this. They're going to get as much out of it as they can. They've got other problems. They've got other fish to fry, as we call it. Premier League royalty, I think we'd call ourselves. I think that's fair enough to say, isn't it? But yeah, away from the FA Cup, Peterborough struggling, but this will give them a chance to sort of get that out of their heads and be able to, try and have a bit of fun and enjoy it. It's the old manager's adage: you just go out and enjoy it, lads. And as long as they're not, I don't think they're a dirty team. As long as they don't start leaving the footing and stuff like that, I hope they do enjoy it, and try and playing against one of the best teams in the world, which is what City are, whichever team we put out. In the league, they've just lost the manager, of course. We would have been playing Duncan Ferguson. Ferguson, a name, obviously synonymous with what we don't like to play in teams. But yeah, he's recently gone. No problem with that based on the form. And Grant McCann is in charge of the team at the moment. So he's been given responsibility. They found it really tough going in the Championship. I mean, they had an okay start, but they just won one of the last 19 games in the league, and head into this game, a run of 11 matches without a win, having earned only 2 points in the league. So not great. I mean, they are bottom now, 8 points away from safety. I think Reading are fourth bottom, 8 points ahead. And even Derby County, who had about 100 points deducted, didn't they, for various reasons. Even Derby County are now above them after yesterday's result, as I'm recording this for Peterborough. Of course, they did actually go last week to table toppers Fulham and play very, very well. Obviously, we beat Fulham in the fourth round as a coincidence, but they went to Fulham last week and come out of it with great credit. Despite a 2-1 loss, they did themselves a lot of credit in that game. But sadly, yesterday, whether it was the thought of playing City on Tuesday and the guys wanted to play and didn't want to get injured, I don't know. But they didn't play very, very well against a whole side that aren't exactly setting the Championship alight. They're only about 5 or 6 places above Peterborough themselves. And they struggled yesterday at home, and they were deservedly lost the game 3-0, which actually, as I said, dumped them bottom of the table below Derby County, which says it all, really. I mean, away from the league, yes, the road to the fifth round, of course, they've only played a couple of games like us. In the third round, they beat Bristol Rovers 2-1 at their place. And in the fourth round, they beat at home. And in the fourth round, they beat QPR 2-0. So, again, another reasonable victory. Again, at London Road, or the new name, we'll call it London Road. So, a sellout for Peterborough. They'll enjoy this televised match. I'm sure they will. But as I said earlier, they will have bigger fish to fry in the league. And they will just aim to come out of this game, enjoy it with some credit, and no reason why they won't. I'll be honest with you, based on the team I've put out for City. It's going to be a hard battle for them to, of course, from this stage to retain their Championship status. I thoroughly see them back in the Division 1 by the end of this season, because slowly games are running out and they're not really showing any sort of form to get out of it. So sadly for Peterborough, it looks as though they may lose that Championship status. And it is the proverbial, isn't it? Proverbial free hit. Just go out and enjoy yourself situation, especially the fans. I hope the fans enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is. And I hope it's a good atmosphere, as I believe it was at the Swindon, or a gauge from the Swindon game. It was an excellent atmosphere. I hope things that have been said earlier in the round by certain people with certain larger followings than I have sort of forgotten, and obviously a lot of respect for Peterborough. And we do, as football fans, we all felt, we obviously we've been there. We've been there in relegation fights ourselves. We know what it's like. But this hopefully they will enjoy it anyway. I hope you echo that sentiment, and I hope you. All you any Peter fans watching this, please enjoy the night. Come up and say hello if you see me. Come up and say hello. That'd be great. If any Peter fans are watching this, that'd be really nice. But hopefully you will enjoy it as fans. Right, on to City. Let's talk about City. Yeah, we've just played Everton, and I expect the players on that bench to get a start in this. But I don't. Pep won't start many kids in this. Not when he's got a full bench like he did against Everton. That's just not his way. It doesn't matter whether we're playing a Premier League game, a Premier Team game in the FA Cup, or someone like Peterborough who's struggling a little bit in the Championship. He won't change that philosophy. The only thing will be the goalkeeper, of course. Stefan still looks as though he's out, so it's going to be Slicker or Carson, isn't it? Will he give Slicker a chance? I have no idea what his thoughts are. Why not? Why not as a one-off? And I think Slicker would perform adequately in this. I think it would raise his game. Certainly when you get chances like this as a goalkeeper, especially psychologically, it just has a positive effect on it usually, unless something goes badly wrong very early doors. So why not put Slicker in? But I do edge towards him sticking with Carson and rewarding Carson as he did a couple of seasons ago with that Newcastle game. So I do see him edging towards Carson is Stefan. I can't assume Ederson's going to be rested. I assume he won't play in this. Of the kids, I've not heard anything about Palmer. Apparently he was in the crowd yesterday. Someone spotted him, but whether it was him or not, I'm not 100% sure. Him with the fans, I'm not 100% sure. So as far as I know, he would still be out, because I don't think he certainly would have been in and around the first team squad, surely, if he was okay. So I don't think he'll be playing. Delap would be a wild card. He's been on the bench a few times now, and certainly against Peterborough. Why not chance it? I mean, that might be a possibility. And also, McAtee's an interesting one. Now, of all the kids, those three guys I've mentioned, apart from Slicker, Palmer, Delap, and McAtee, the only ones I could see getting into this starting 11 for this game. I think there'll be kids on the bench. But again, won't be too many. He'll still have his tried and trusted on the bench as well. He's from obviously the Everton game, who are getting a rest. We've got United up after this, don't forget. So I think Delap might struggle because I think we're going to play Grealish, Jesus, and Mahrez as a sort of front three. So I think Delap will definitely struggle. Even McAtee might struggle to get in the team on that basis. But I think McAtee can perhaps play in and amongst them, or perhaps behind them as well, which Delap can't do. Delap's a definite front man, isn't he? So I think of those, I think McAtee's got a better chance. I think he's a wild card, but with a very, very good chance. So this is my 11, guys. Please let me know what you think. I'll go for Carson, just over Slicker, but I wouldn't be surprised if Slicker plays this in goal. As I say, I don't expect Ederson to play this. And I would go at right back for Walker. Walker's got to play against United, surely. He's not going to put Stones in there again. Who knows? But I would play Walker at right back because he didn't play in the Everton game. And I would centre half partnership. I have no qualms with this at all. Aki and Stones, I would make the centre half partnership. If he does play Stones at right back, I'd move Laporte and give Diaz a rest in that seat. So, and Zinchenko, if his head's right, which I think it is, I mean, it was so upsetting to see him upset against the Everton and stuff like this. But if he's playing, if he wants to play and he's eager to play, and he'll get a great reception from the fans, I'm sure, down in Peterborough as well. If Zinchenko wants to play, I think that'll be marvellous for him, and I think it'd be great for Zinchenko to sort of do an up yours to certain other country and stuff like that. So I'd love to see Zinchenko playing, and if his head's right, absolutely spot on. And I think Peterborough and City fans would both rise for him, to be honest with you. So I will stick him in there, as I say, in certain circumstances. So my back five, if you like, then I'm going Carson, Walker, Aki, Stones, and Zinchenko. In front of them, it's got to be Ferner. Got to be the master. Ferner. He's got to be Ferner on it. Of course it has. It's got to be Ferner in front. I think Roger will get a little rest and perhaps keep his arms tied behind his back for a week, so he knows what it's like. Just get used to it, mate. So I think Ferner will play. And yeah, in that middle, I think I've stuck Gundogan and McAtee. I've took a chance on McAtee, although obviously you could perm anything from Foden and KDB in that middle, but I think he's going to give those a rest, surely. I'm sure he's going to give them a rest before the derby. So I've gone Ferner, Gundogan and McAtee. And as I said before, my front three, I think more or less should pick itself. If it's not this, I'll be very surprised. Jesus, Grealish and Mahrez. And some of those guys have had a chance, of course, to get in for the United game, especially Mahrez. I was very surprised he didn't play against Everton, but Pep's got his own little plans. So what do you think, guys? I've made 9 changes there to the Everton game. That's a lot, isn't it? That is a lot. I'm not very sure about this one, but I think I've come up with reasonable arguments. Let me know what you think anyway on your 11. It'd be great to see what your 11 is for this. What will be a very interesting game and very interesting night. Hopefully a good night for City again and a good night for Peterborough in a way, as long as, you know, from a credit point of view. And let's hope there's no big shocks. But hey, that'll be wonderful for Peterborough. Not so much for us, of course. Right, before we go, match quirky stats. And there are some, even though we haven't played Peterborough that much, there's some FA Cup stats as well. City won each of our last 11 A Cup matches against sides from a lower division, netting 40 goals at least 3 times in 10 of these and conceding just 8. So let's keep that up. 3 of Peterborough's previous 4 FA Cup ties at the 5th round stage have gone to replay. Yeah, well, there's no replay in this one, will there? Well, I don't think there is there? I don't think, yeah, I'm sure there's not. In 64-65, 74-75 and 85-86. The only one not going to a replay, of course, was a 1-0 defeat to us in 1981. The Posh's only appearance at the quarter-final stage was back in 1965, so let's hope that doesn't get an update. Only United 5 have reached the FA Cup quarter-finals more often than City with 4. Yeah, that's surprising, since Pep Guardiola came to the club in 16-17. Round 5, the earliest exit. I wonder who we lost to. Let me have a think. They suffered under the Spaniard, losing at Wigan in 2017-18. No surprise, for thankfully Wigan are no longer in it, so that was always a good thing. Ricky J. Jones, there you go, has scored in 3 of his 4 FA Cup appearances for Peterborough. Let's see what he's on the odds show, what price he is for any time goal scorer. All these appearances have been as a substitute, meaning he averages a goal once every 26 minutes. That's not bad, probably better than Aguero. He's just played 79 minutes. So Ricky J. Jones, keep your eye out for that name, guys, or watch out for him on the pitch. KDB has assisted 3 FA Cup goals. I'm not sure he'll be playing in his 2 appearances this season, with only Nathaniel Ogebta 4 for Shrewsbury, registering more. Since his debut in the competition for City in 2015-16, the only Premier League players with more FA Cup assists than the Belgian than the Belgian with 8, Anthony Martial with 10, and Son, yeah, pain he is, with 11. Oh, there you go. There's the quirky stats. Please tune back and say, I'll be going out to pizza. I'll be back in the early hours of the morning. So the match report will be probably towards lunchtime on the Wednesday. Please join me for that. And the player ratings, of course, and Manchester Evening News and my own player ratings. So please, if you can join me for that, absolutely marvellous. That'll be the 2nd of March 2022. Once into March, the weather hopefully will be getting a little bit better. It's not been too bad last couple of days. I think we've got another gale blowing on Monday, haven't we? But it should be all right for Tuesday for the trip across to Peterborough rather than down. And please don't forget to check out my History Boys feature and my Odds Show feature as well. Please let me know your comments. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Thanks for watching. What we're going to do rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on the Citizen channel, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.